Pound for pound superstar Naoya Inoue returns to action this Friday night over in Tokyo, Japan, as he takes on Korea's Ye Joon Kim, who is currently ranked 11th with the WBO right now, in a fight that initially wasn't meant to happen. IBF and WBO number one contender Sam Goodman was forced to pull out of his mandatory fight twice against Inoue, leading to Kim getting this opportunity on Friday night. Ye Joon Kim comes into this one with a record of 21 wins and 2 losses, with 13 KOs across those 21 wins also. And in all honesty, Kim's probably got one of the best nicknames in all of boxing as well. Calls himself Packy Weather, which, is frankly quite hilarious, putting yourself up there as a cross between, two of the best boxers of this century. So no surprise to see Naoya Inoue come into this one as the absolutely monstrous favourite, minus 5,000 right now at most books, with a few of the major books not even bothering to put up Inoue by KO props either. It's that much of an expected outcome. So perhaps are we undervaluing Packy Weather ahead of this one? Certainly he's got the name, but let's jump into the numbers and find out. Before we get into a best bet for this weekend's fights, as always, if you're enjoying the content, please do us a favour, hit that like button. It's always very much appreciated. And for even more great betting content, go ahead and subscribe to the channel as we continue to release betting picks and predictions for each and every sport every single day. Return to the best bet for this fight. And this really would be an upset, of Buster Douglas level proportions, and even more so, to be honest. I think we kind of forget just how good, Buster Douglas actually was. He beat both Trevor Berbick and Oliver McCall heading into that Mike Tyson fight. So, given Ye Joon Kim's resume, for him to come into Tokyo on Friday night and unseat the monster in his own house, that would be an absolutely, mammoth shock. Although, if it's going to happen anywhere, Tokyo is definitely the place that best fits for lightning to strike twice. So, at the end of the day, Inoue is without question one of the finest fighters, pound for pound in the entire sport right now. He's almost at that kind of Roy Jones Jr. level where he's simply so far. You're looking around the room, you just can't see anyone even remotely competitive, in any of his divisions in or around him. Making unified world champions look like relative novices, even in the ring. And even when he does show a small chink in his armour, like when he got put down early in his fight last year against Lewis Neri, we all know what was coming immediately after that. You're looking at Inoue on the ground, you're looking at Neri standing over him, yet it's actually Neri who you're feeling sorry for. You know what's going to happen to him for the rest of the fight. So there's almost an inevitability about Naoya Inoue in the ring. It's the reason he's absolutely slicing through multiple weight classes, almost looking for someone to test him. No one has really done so since that first Donaire fight either. And it's no surprise. Look, Inoue is a top-level fighter right across the board. 7th in total connect percentage, 6th in plus-minus, 4th in jab connect percentage, 3rd in jabs landed per round. Pretty much in every available metric, Inoue just checks all the boxes. So I really do struggle to see any way Yoon can compete with Inoue in this one. Yoon is an offence-first-minded fighter. To his credit, he does have an A-level liver punch downstairs to the body as well. With either hand, he stopped multiple opponents with placing those straight shots up top. Kind of gets his opponent to raise their hands and then winging in those, tight liver shots downstairs with both hands, the left and the right. The Mickey Ward special, so to speak. But, in order for him to implement that game plan here, he's going to have to walk through an absolute inferno, looking to crash the pocket on possibly the finest fighter in the sport today. But, to Yoon's credit, what I do not see happening in this one, is a Paul Butler type of scenario where, he's doing laps around the outside of the ring for 11 rounds. That was a ridiculous watch for those of you who watched it. A current world champion employing that kind of strategy just so you can put it up on Instagram that you survived 11 rounds against the monster in Japan. But that just shows you, that gives you an indication just how far ahead of the competition Naoya Inoue is, that a world champion will go to those lengths. But that won't be Ye Joon Kim in this one, in my opinion. Not only is Kim an offense-first fighter, he's got a very limited back foot game. from the tapes we've seen, you know, especially for a man who styles himself on Floyd Mayweather as well. He's definitely more Pacquiao than Mayweather in terms of his nickname, but you know, he's Korean, and there's not a red-blooded Korean out there that is going to run around the ring from a Japanese fighter for 12 rounds. I live in this country. I have plenty of experience in this regard. National pride is an extremely serious issue. And Kim's an incredibly proud fighter. It's already been announced that this fight will be broadcast live on national TV over here in Korea. Channel TVN, the head of the Korean Boxing Commission, Hwang Yeon-chul, states he expects the entire country to tune in and watch Ye Joon Kim become an undisputed super bantamweight world champion. So no pressure there then for young Kim carrying the Korean flag on his back over in Japan. But, you know, even national pressure aside, you simply can't run from Inoue even if you wanted to. You know, for all his marathon running in the ring, and I mean, Butler was literally sprinting in parts, he was still hunted down and stopped. You know, Inoue is just that, you know, competent and effective at cutting off the ring on opponents. Not only that, he's far too good athletically as well. You know, he's able to close distance from Stephen Fulton in an instant with those lunging straight rights of his. So Ye Joon Kim really has to go route one here. He's got no option, basically. He has to try and find a way of getting inside and employing his money punch to the liver in this one, which is, you know, easier said than done. But that liver shot downstairs really does present his only slight, small prayer of even being competitive in this fight, in my opinion. But as we know, in so doing, he's going to open himself up to an absolute world of hurt on the other end. And as a result, I don't see this fight going many rounds on Friday. You know, similar to what we saw in the Manny Rodriguez fight against Inoue. You know, and Manny Rodriguez, you know, is a fantastic fighter. But if you try to press Inoue, if you try to go offensive on him and force his hand, it's really going to end badly for you. You know, that fight was over inside of 2 rounds. So I'm going to take the under 3.5 rounds in this one at minus 110. I've actually seen better prices on the under 3.5 rounds than I have on the Inoue rounds 1 to 3 prop, which is slightly puzzling. So shop around because, you know, given what we know of Ye Joon Kim's offensive style here, plus the national pressure on top of that as well, this would be a monumental achievement if he was able to make it out of the 4th round on Friday. That under 3.5, you know, rounds takes us to the midway point of the 4th round. So give me the under 3.5 rounds here at minus 110. I do envision an early night here on Friday for Kim, and extremely early for American viewers as well. This fight should be around 6 a.m. Eastern time over in the US. So that'll do it from me anyway. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments section below. Can Ye Joon Kim pull off the shock of the century? And it really would. I can't think of a bigger upset in Japan if this was to take place, given Kim's resume. Or will it be another routine stoppage victory for the monster? Don't forget about Widget Talk 7-11 deal going on right now as well. That gets you 7 days of premium selections from the handicapper of your choice for only $11 per day. And if you're interested in even more trends, game breakdowns and predictions, go ahead and check out one of the other videos listed on your screen right now. And as always, thank you for taking the time to watch the video. And until next time, Slán Best of luck on all your bets.